Hello, tonight we are doing the quiz for Certified Secure Software Lifecycle Professional. Question number 1. Reusing components to reduce risk is an example of what? Weakest link, separation of duties, leverage existing components, least common mechanism. It's leverage existing components to reduce risk. Reusing components to reduce. Okay. What mechanism can be employed to handle data issues that lead to out-of-range calculations? Library calls, exception handling, data issues that lead to out-of-range. Exception handling. This allows the program to detect and safely manage runtime errors. Question number 3. Elements of defensive coding include all of the following except what? Interface coding effort to avoid API-facing attacks. Exception handling to avoid program termination. Custom cryptographic functions to avoid algorithm disclosure. Cryptographic agility to make cryptographic functions stronger. Custom cryptographic functions to avoid algorithm disclosure. Answer C. Address space layout randomization, ASLR, is a specific memory management technique used to defend against what? Cryptographically agile attacks, buffer overflows, locality attacks, stack overflows. Buffer overflows, because there is a space layout randomization. The has-rows function of the following can lead to what type of failure in use? String query, string from users where is reader has-rows. Reliance on untrusted inputs for a security decision, output validation, security through obscurity, defense in depth failure if issue authentication ticket. Relies on untrusted inputs for a security decision. What do type-safe practices enable? Easier to maintain code, memory management safety, smaller safe programs, avoidance of exceptions in managed code. Type safe. Memory management safety. Race conditions can be determined and controlled via what? Multi-threading, mutual exclusion, race windows, race actions. Mutual exclusion. Mutual exclusion ensures that only one thread accesses a shared resource at a time. Race condition can be determined and controlled, yeah. So, when validating input before use, one needs to be aware of the following issues except what? Language-dependent character sets, canonical form encoding methods, or session management. And let's check. Session management is the process of securely handling a user login session after authentication. To prevent error conditions from propagating through a system, what should each function do? Clear all global variables upon completion. Notify users of errors before continuing. Log all abnormal conditions. Include error trapping and handling. To prevent error conditions, include error trapping and handling. So each function should detect errors, handle exceptions locally when possible, prevent cascading system failures. Include error trapping. Error trapping and handling is the process of detecting, managing, and responding to errors in a system so they do not crash the application or expose sensitive data. Detecting, managing, and responding to errors. Detecting when something goes wrong. Yeah. Okay, let's check. 3 incorrect. Whoops. Locality attacks. Oh. Technique. Address space layout randomization is a specific memory management technique used to randomize memory locations by breaking up the locality problem. What's the next one? Output validation. Yeah, because it says is authentication ticket. Is authentication. Alright. Race condition. Race windows. Race conditions are defined by race windows, a period of opportunity when concurrent threads can compete in attempting to alter the same object. They are caused by multi-threading and are resolved through atomic actions under mutual exclusion conditions. The key is in detecting when they occur. Alright. And the flashcards. DES. Triple DES encryption. 3 rounds of DES encryption used to improve security. 3DES stands for digital something. Data encryption standard. Yep, data encryption standard. Triple data encryption standard. Okay, next one. Bootstrapping. A self-sustaining process that continues through its course without external stimuli. Self-sustaining process, yep. Buffer overflow. A specific type of software coding error that enables user input to overflow the allocated storage area and corrupt a running program. Type of software coding error. Type of software coding error that enables user input to overflow the allocated storage area and corrupt a running program. Buffer overflow in simple words. One sentence. A buffer overflow happens when a program puts more data in the memory space than it can hold, causing it to overwrite nearby memory and potentially allowing an attacker to take control. happens security vulnerability situation where a program handles memory incorrectly. Security vulnerability. Okay, great. Canonical form. The simplest form of an expression. One that all variants are resolved prior to evaluation. Simplest form of an expression. One that all variants are resolved. Cryptographic agility. The ability for applications to change which cryptographic algorithms or implementations they use without having to make changes to the source code. The ability for applications to change which cryptographic algorithms or implementations they use without having to make changes to the source code. The ability to application to change which crypto. Okay, so this is changing the algorithm without changing the source code, in short. Okay. Cryptography, the art of secret writing that enables an individual to hide the contents of a message or file from all but the intended recipient. From all, okay. The art of secret writing. Data encryption standard, DES, a private key encryption algorithm adopted by the government as a standard for the protection of sensitive but unclassified information commonly used in triple DES data encryption standard, where 3 rounds are applied to provide greater security. Declarative programming methodology that describes what computations should be performed and not how to accomplish them. A programming methodology that describes what computations should be performed. That describes what computation should be performed. Declarative programming. What's the goal of declarative programming? What you want the program to accomplish, not how to do it. Example, imperative. Loop through list, check each value, return number greater than 5. Select number greater than 5. Declarative programming focuses on specifying the desired outcome. Declarative programming focuses on specifying the desired outcome rather than the step-by-step logic to achieve it. Alright? Imperative programming. A programming methodology that specifies the specific sequence of commands a program should execute. A programming methodology that specifies the specific sequence. This is the sequence of commands. Imperative programming, sequence of commands. Imperative programming, example, go. Tells the computer exactly how to do something step by step. Numbers, result. For and in numbers. If n is more than 5, result, append, add, print, result. So it would be 1, 3, and 2. Oh wait, greater than 5, 7 and 9. Yep, okay. the specific sequence of commands a program should execute. Okay. Key. In cryptography, a sequence of characters or bits used by an algorithm to encrypt or decrypt a message. Managed code. Software that has its resources managed by an external sandbox type environment such as CLR or JVM. Management sandbox type environment. Managed code. Managed code, in simple words, is code that runs inside a runtime environment. So this is a code that runs in sandbox, a virtual machine that automatically handles things like memory, security, errors. Instead of the programmer managing memory manually, the system runtime manages it. Managed code, a code that runs inside a runtime environment. So, like in sandbox, let's see. Yes, kind of. Managed code runs inside a controlled runtime environment, which is similar to a sandbox because it limits direct access to system memory, it prevents unsafe operations, it manages memory automatically, it enforces security rules, but it's not exactly the same. Okay. MD5, message digest 5, a hashing algorithm, and a specific method of producing a message digest. Message digest 5, a hashing algorithm, a specific method of producing a message digest. Type safe. The property of ensuring that type errors do not occur in programs. The property of ensuring that type errors do not occur in programs. Ensuring that type errors do not occur in programs. Okay. What's the means the program prevents you from treating one type of data as another incompatible type. You cannot accidentally use a number as a string. Means a program prevents. Okay. So that's why they say it's the property of ensuring. So it is like a build plugin. Not exactly. Type safety is a built-in rule of the programming language and its runtime. So not something you install. So it's always there. The runtime checks types automatically. You don't add it later. It's a part of how the language works. A built-in safety mechanism. Okay, that's the easier explanation. Built-in safety mechanism that makes sure that you are not typing something what is against programming, like integer and then string, for example. Weakest link, the point in the system that is the most susceptible to attack. Okay. Wait, is that all? Okay, thank you. That's all for tonight. See you next time.